Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 43. Now, Chris, we had some football tonight, and it was definitely an episode of two halves. So, how do you reckon the first part unfolded?
Well, we said about Storm Faye coming, Dave, and I've got to give her credit for the fact that she's just simply, when she gets that fucking bone, she ain't giving it up. And you could see her working overtime. And I mean, Sam was sat there and Sam was like, they have purposely sat them separate. So the three who voted for it are sat together. And the three, and obviously her, Chloe, Toby, and Aaron and Mary had not sat together. Sat together. Faye had to tell Mary and Aaron that she voted for him. Right. I thought that was fine. I thought the reason behind it was absolutely fine. I'm thinking, here we go. And I'm waiting for that intense music to start. But I think Chloe made me laugh because she went, well, I am so glad I didn't vote for Faye. I'm so glad.
BT.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Chris, before we go in too hard on Faye, I'm not sure who I'm rooting for in this shower of bastards. I fucking Chloe there. Generally, I think she's been really good for the show. Some of her expressions have been so memeable and fantastic. But fucking, why did she just throw the others under the bus like that?
I know.
Without any prompting from Faye whatsoever. She was just like, oh, we didn't vote for you. Yeah. Fucking threw the others under the bus straight away. And I'd kind of got it into my head that Chloe and Toby had voted for Faye and Teddy. But obviously the uncomfortableness of Toby was because, they voted Lib and Jake. And we said yesterday, she pretty much made that decision and Toby just went along with it and she confirmed it in the VT. But I thought it was out of order for Chloe to throw the others under the bus like that. And I thought it was grade A game playing.
Yeah, and I agree because later on she said basically she forced Toby into voting for Jake and Liberty.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He had to stand by that decision. So I agree. I completely agree. I think it was the Priya. Priya had already done it in the last episode, and she said to Faye, well, as we know, it wasn't us. Faye knew what was going on, but I do agree with you, Dave. I think we're quite shocked by this. As always, I'm not a fan of Faye. Never. The way that she was forgiven for the way she reacted to Teddy was nonsense. However, I will say that I think she was right. Her point was correct and why she was upset with Millie. It's just that she never deals with it in the right way. And I think her and Millie's conversation...
Can we just harp on to that? Because what about it was right? I've got a feeling, right? And I'm sure there's, as many viewers that there probably are opinions, but what do you think Faye's point was that was right? Because I was a bit confused by what her point was in the end, because she was accusing everyone of voting for friendship couples, but she was feeling fucked over because her friends fucked her over. And she was like almost saying, well, you didn't vote for me and I was your friend, you should have voted for me kind of thing. So she was almost arguing against herself, chasing her tail kind of thing. So what point did she have that was valid?
I thought the situation with Millie, I thought it was not valid as in I completely back her, but I can sort of understand when she's saying, why have you not said anything? They also, from the flip side, they haven't said anything because she's a fucking head the ball, isn't she, when she goes? That's why you can see all six of them shitting themselves sat there going, well, I'm bothered if she comes for me, I'll think, because they were panicking.
Why would she know that? Why do we need to know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I think the way she was right to question them, no problem with that at all, but she never deals with it in the correct way. And that's where, for me, my support of her falls out. But also the other guys, the reasoning behind it, look, it's your friend. You're right, because Liberty was saying about Kaz and saying, well, she's my friend. I'm not going to go against my friend. But then said to Faye, we're not voting. It's nothing to do with friendship.
Yeah.
So there was that contradiction. Yeah, everyone was just trying to get themselves out of it. I do think when it all kicked off, Dave, look, I was sat there fucking popcorn. I was ready for this. I was so fucking happy that it was funny. But I've got to say, Dave, Faye did make me laugh when she came over and went, look, let's cut the fucking small talk and let's get down to it. And I'm like, she's just fucking ruthless. She is ruthless, that girl. Whether she's in the right or not, she does not care.
It's good TV.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I do think you're saying about, she's right to ask the questions. Chris, it's a fucking vote about, who's least compatible. It seemed to me, and Faye was not the only one here, but it seemed to me a lot of them were like taking it really fucking personally and taking it as if like the question was, are they compatible, yes or no? And so if you ended up in that bottom four, the people who voted for you were basically saying, look, you're not compatible. And I just kept thinking, fuck me. If I was genuinely there and I was with someone that I liked, I would not give a fuck what everyone else thinks. Just fucking get on with yourself. And the person I was most disappointed in tonight, Chris, to be honest, is someone who I've been singing the praises for a while now. It's fucking Teddy.
Yes.
The fucking vote, right? Move on from it. You had to vote for someone. It's not fucking, are you a see you next Tuesday or not? It's just on balance. When you go through pros and cons, this is who you thought. That's fucking it. That is the start and end of it. You don't have to be completely fucking open about everything, every single little detail. It's a shit situation that never normally happens in real life. It's there to create conflict, and they all just took the bait. So I don't agree with everyone's fucking Inspector Poirot needing to find out who's voted for who. Faye was definitely leading the charge, but I thought for the first time tonight, Teddy was reflecting Faye's personality because he was getting really arsey about, well, why did you vote? Why didn't you say anything? He was reflecting Faye, and I tell you what, not in a fucking positive way.
No, and I'm glad you said that because I totally agree. Dave,
drink.
Yeah, Chris Bingo. I've got that in my notes. No, I do. I thought Teddy, for me, it was almost that thing of, well, I've got to back my missus up. So, and then the way the guys were talking was about the way she blew up. And she's like, well, we've even joked about it. And it's like, but that doesn't matter. We're all entitled to opinion. And the one person who has thought, even if you think whether she's right or wrong, you can't win an argument against Kaz, Dave. She speaks so well. And she does not care. She was sat there not really talking. I thought Teddy was a bit out of order. She did lie back, but I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I think she was just getting frustrated because it was like, well, I'm not bothered. Kaz and Tyler, I'm not bothered what you think of us. And Jake and Libertine, we'll get onto that in a sec, but I didn't think they did anything wrong. And Teddy sort of called Kaz out. And I'm like, well, why are you being so negative, Teddy? You've been so good. And the way you speak to people, we're bigging him up. I was on BBC Radio Birch to say bigging Teddy up. He speaks so well. And then tonight, I'm like, oh, what a bellend. So I'm with you. It's the first time, and I'm not just saying it because you've said that. It's the first time where negatively I thought, Teddy, don't go down the route of Faye. Don't start mirroring what she's doing. You're the yin to the yang. She needs you to be level-headed. And when he goes, fucking hell, I dread to think what he'd be like in the real life if they're both the same.
Well, no, I don't think it's in him to go as far as Faye, to be honest. But I do think he was just mirroring her. He definitely was backing her up. And, ironically, I guess, it was making them look more like they were compatible with each other.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I just thought Faye didn't do anything that we didn't expect. But, it was still disappointing. I'd say, I'm not having that Faye has grown. She's not learned anything. She's just shown abuser's remorse. That's it. That's the only thing. That's why she's calmed down. And then she just reverts to type. She just fucking is firing shotguns off in all directions. From the first look, it looked like Jake was going to bear the brunt of it, but she was fucking firing him off everywhere, wasn't she? So Jake was getting the old, yeah, pissing me off. Which reminds me of fucking what was it? The slobs, Wayne and Waynetta.
Wayne
from
Harry Enfield.
Harry Enfield. Just, but that's a parody character. But when she goes Faye, she puts on this like deep booming voice, doesn't she? And yeah, Jake had nothing. He was just had his David Brent sheepish face on, didn't he? So I did enjoy that bit, to be honest. Like I say, sometimes Faye's a bit of a blunt instrument, and sometimes she takes other people down, and it's quite amusing. But where I got surprised, Chris, was the other Islanders. I didn't think Chloe needed to get involved. I don't think it was just a case of, well, I'm getting myself out of this potentially awkward conversation with Faye. She properly threw the others under the bus. But then Aaron and Mary start getting all arsey about people voting for them. And when it becomes obvious Tyler and Kaz are voting for them, and it's like, you've been together for what? Well, Aaron, you've been in there for a fucking week. And Mary, before you came in, was coupled up with Scottish guy Dale. Why are you getting so arsey? And it's just, I didn't get that. I can half understand where Faye's coming from, given what we know about her, how she's going to react, and the fact that she's an OG. But Aaron's reaction and Mary, I thought was a bit bizarre.
Yeah, and just before we get onto that, I will say, I mean, we haven't really said it, but I did think Jake come across quite well, Dave, when he was saying the criticism towards him. Yeah, he come over and I was like, I'm actually feeling, not sympathy, but I thought he's right. He's like, someone voted for me, get over it. Kaz said the same. These people are looking far too into it. This was in relation to Aaron and Mary. And Dave, I'll be honest, Faye is Faye. She's a fucking bellend. She's always going to act like this. You could write a book on this girl and you know exactly her behaviours. I thought Aaron was more of the villain in this one, Dave, because I felt, why are you going? And to be fair, Kaz was trying to articulate to him what she felt, and he went, well, go on then. It's like, well, let me fucking speak. His head had obviously gone by that time.
Fucking so annoyed.
So bad. It's bad manners.
I did see on social media, there's a few people, like, opinions divided, because other people are saying, well, Aaron's just standing his ground and Kaz is being rude. I didn't see it that way at all. He was sort of like, he was being a child. She was saying, well, if you let me speak. And he's like, go on then, speak. And he just wouldn't let her get her fucking words out. And if it was me, I'd be like, oh, fuck this. I'm not dealing with you. If you're just going to speak over me and not actually fucking listen to me, it isn't a conversation.
Yeah, I agree. David, honestly...
Drink.
Fucking hell. I'll be more conscious now if I'm going to say that. But no, I do. I didn't think Kaz did anything wrong. She's great at speaking. As I said before, she's great at sort of winning an argument, even if she shouldn't be winning it. She is, because she's really, really good. Aaron was just a dick. He was a dick. And him and Mary are nobodies who are in the background. They're not going to win. They're a pair of fucking social media chasers. Well, I know pretty much all of them are, but they're not genuine. They're not going to be together. And why you would have a pop at Kaz and Tyler, I don't get it at all. We've not seen anything. And their argument was Priya and Brett, who have left. And I'm like, well, why are you kicking off? Because Priya and Brett have gone. So what? I didn't understand what his point was. It didn't make any sense to me.
They were annoyed that they were, they shouldn't have been the shittest couple there. That Priya and Brett were clearly worse than them. That was their whole shtick. It was nonsense. And, I think Kaz had said, we didn't hear the whole conversation where Priya was talking about getting the ick and whatever. So they're just going off what they'd seen before that. Before that date, Chris, Priya and Brett looked like they were fucking well into each other. And then on a dime, it spun, didn't it? And it went the other way. But if you're not party to that conversation, how are you going to know? But at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? They voted for you. Fucking get over it. They had to vote for two fucking couples. I just can't.
That's it.
Get that these fucking egomaniacs couldn't get over themselves and just fucking move on from it. And Chris, I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I did as well. It's pathetic, isn't it? Because you're getting fucking involved in these pathetic arguments that'll mean nothing once Love Island finishes next week. You'll be like, oh, remember that? Yeah, I remember that argument. I agree. It's fucking, oh, fuck off. I've said it again. I'm going to be fucking levered by the time this is over. Right. I may be on the same page as you, Dave. That might be my new word. Okay. But no, it's strange because as it went on, I cared less and less about what this argument was. We'd had the whole Brett thing from the day before, 40 fucking minutes in an hour show of them two. And then they got voted off anyway. It's like you are literally scraping the fucking barrel here. But when she spun Faye, going back to Faye, because it went across the episode, didn't it? But when they were speaking to Millie, she was chatting away and Millie, and then Liam, to be fair, come over and was standing with Millie. It's like, no, you've got to understand it's a vote and stuff. I thought that was okay.
Yeah.
But the one thing, and Sam actually pointed this out, and when I watched that, was like, yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I'm not drinking now. Did you not think that the next day, when Aaron did his apology and then Tyler apologized to Teddy and the girls and stuff, it felt like they'd said to them, we can't have another Faye blow up. Not Faye as a person, but the whole dynamic of what happened when we had that massive blow up and Faye just went nuclear a few episodes ago. I don't know, it just didn't feel sincere. It's like they were said, look, you've had an argument, you need to apologize to each other or get it sorted. And everyone sort of then didn't they? I know Faye was having none of it. She sort of, that's when Liberty contradicted herself with Kaz, saying she's a friend. But I thought the guys thing just felt off to me, especially Aaron, because Aaron went to apologise and didn't apologise really.
It was a fucking shit apology, to be honest. I mean, it was one of those, he said, I apologise, but, and then rattled off, all the reasons why she was wrong. So I think it was a shit apology. And when they were arguing as well, we'd seen in the first look, it looked to me like it was 50-50. It was just two people going at each other. But when you see the context, when you see the build-up, I thought Aaron was at fault there, and he was just, his head had gone, hadn't it? He was just fucking, he was just being a child about it. I don't know about the apology. I can't help but think that they're all very aware that the end is very soon. And you can't lose 3 days of just having the ump, and Faye doesn't give a shit. She wouldn't actually care if 3 days went and she was annoyed. If Faye is annoyed, everyone needs to fucking know, Chris. But I just think, I think it was a half-arsed apology. I think it was full of British isms. It's full of Tyler was saying, well, I respect you and whatever. And usually, it's like, it means, I think you're a dick. It's sort of the opposite to what's being said. So, yeah, I didn't see that there was any kind of manipulation or anything there.
No. Hey, look, Dave, at the end of it all, we had this whole argument, and then we get 15 minutes of, for me, was probably some of the cringiest fucking TV we've ever fucking seen. So we start with the talent show, and we get Liberty and Jake both looking really good. Liberty's proper got the Olivia Newton-John's gear on, and the blonde hair and everything. It looks, and I'm thinking, we're going to go here. We've absolutely, I'm nicking this from Ed off our Discord channel. All season he said we thought he was George Michael, and then he started singing. And I did have a little slip at you, Dave, didn't I? Saying it sounded like you, which obviously isn't true. It sounded a lot worse. But anyway, no.
It was terrible, wasn't it? I mean, you're expecting these guys to have something in the locker, and they got all dressed up and everything. Chris, do you reckon that's just those outfits are they just packed them ready for the talent show?
No.
What the fuck's all that about? Coming out with the old John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. It was awful, wasn't it? But Chris,
it's terrible.
It got worse.
What about the rap master Teddy B? I was like, oh my god.
That was unbelievable, wasn't it? I mean, I thought the guy on Love Is Blind who did the rap was
God.
cringy, but Teddy again. This was not Teddy's best episode, wasn't it? It was fucking terrible. It was really, really bad. And then Faye's in the VT. She's like, "Oh, I find him really sexy," and it's like, are you fucking? You must be into him.
Yeah. But even Chloe said it. Chloe went, "Oh, I don't think I should say that because Faye's going to come and get me." You know, like I thought it was quite. So I was like, the only one who had any talent was Mary with her tap dancing, and she did a little bit of tap. It was fine. Aaron and Toby. There's a reason why he plays for hashtag United and Sutton. You know, and I was like, I mean. Fucking Aaron should be better than Toby. Dave, I can do better kick-ups than that. That was terrible.
I'd fancy myself to do a better job than them too. And the thing is, Chris,
I agree.
We've taken nice. We've taken the piss out of the fact because they come in there. You know, Toby, he's a professional footballer. Aaron, he's a professional footballer, and we're like, bullshit. You play for fucking hashtag United, and fucking you played a few times for Sutton last year before they went into the professional division. You are not fucking professional footballers. But fucking hell, if you are going to come in and claim that is your profession, it's not even your hidden talent. It is your so-called profession. That is what you're telling the world. You better fucking back it up. And Chris, that was the most woeful display of football skills I've seen. To be fair, I see Aaron started off okay, didn't he? Balancing the ball on the back of his head and doing a couple of press-ups and that. That was all right. You walk down like any major town center, you know, in a city or something, and you've got people doing little tricks and stuff. You might see, if you go down like Barcelona, you might see one of these guys doing all the football skills a fucking 1,000,000%, Chris, better than what Toby and Aaron did there. So that was particularly, you can forgive everyone else. You know, if you put on the spot, what's your talent? Well, fuck, you know, better think of that. But yeah, those guys, that's supposed to be their profession, and they were shit.
Oh, Dave, they were terrible. And a couple of things. My sister got picked up at a Nike freestyler football event. She played for City United, and she was pretty much as good as the freestylers. My sister's miles better. She's got 4 brothers, me included, and she got scouted for United and City watching us play football. That's how bad we were. So she's good. My sister's good at the tricks and everything. I can do a few tricks, but not like her. She's really good. But I remember going on, this is true, very similar to what they did. I remember going on Soccer AM. I've been on twice. There's the Man United Fans of the Week. And the second time we went on, they get you in a circle. So in between the ad breaks, it's not a massive studio. It looks bigger than what it is on telly. And they get you doing kick-ups and stuff. You know, like and one of the guys, Tubes, he's really, really skillful. He's got loads of little skills, put the ball behind his neck and everything. So they get in a little ring and everyone's doing kick-ups. You don't have to get up, but if you do, and I got up a few times and I was basically just passing the ball off because I'm like, I am not embarrassing it. My brother goes on and my brother's 6'5", Dave. He's a fucking big lad. And he's there and he's got a bad little touch on him. He only does a kick-ups and then misses the ball and hits a camera. And he went, right, everyone stop. We're not doing that because they're like £25,000 cameras. And then they said, right, come on, we'll do it again. And my fucking mate who I work with has got a right foot, no left foot. And he's doing kick-ups with his right foot. And I'm like, oh no, oh my God. But he ends up doing them ones where, you know, when you end up walking with the ball because you can't control it properly. Yeah. That went flying into the crowd because there's a crowd watching. And they just sat us down and went, right, we're not doing that again, lads, because we were shit. So that's what it just kept reminding me of what they were doing. When he went in the pool, I was waiting for Peter Kay to do that John Smith advert. Go, have it.
You know what? It reminded me of the same thing where everyone's doing all the skills and everything. It gets to Peter Kay and he just absolutely belts it, doesn't he? Fucking miles away. And he's like, have it. It was just like that. And the fact, it wasn't just one ball, Chris. It was fucking 2 balls in the pool as well. It was just, we've probably spent longer on them two just because, again, no one else. Jake and Liberty, right, are not saying they're going to the West End and being stage performers. That is the equivalent of what it is. You know, it's like as if Jake has been bigging himself up as this great singer all the way through the show, and then he lets loose with that monstrosity. That is how disappointed I thought Aaron and Toby were.
But Dave, right? And you're right. The three last fucking people. I mean, Liam, Welshman, you're thinking he's got pipes like fucking good old Tom Jones. One, he can't sing, but one of the contestants tonight said, great voice. Didn't realise he had it in him. No, he didn't have a great voice. I've not got a great voice, but I can certainly hear when someone's out of key. But he wasn't even in time with the song, Dave.
I saw some like positive comments for Liam, and I'm like, have you got ears? It wasn't in tune and it wasn't in time. I don't get it. I mean, look, if you're expecting him to be as bad as Jake and Liberty, okay, it was slightly better than that, but it was still pretty bad. And, you know, the stereotype is that all Welsh blokes can sing, isn't it? You know, so that is definitely not the case. Not. So he looks good though, doesn't he? I mean, he is a dish, isn't he? So he definitely had the moves, but just not the pipes.
Dave, what about though? With two bits at the end were just my favourite of the whole episode. Millie was like the little kid who goes, I've learned EastEnders on the recorder. Can I play it to you? And it's just fucking shit. And you sat there going, oh, that's amazing. Oh, my baby. Wow. Well, really, you're thinking, that's fucking shit. But you've got to give him the encouragement.
It was terrible, wasn't it? What was it? I couldn't figure it out.
I'll tell you what it was, Dave. It was Ross off Friends when he starts his top keyboard player. And I'm doing his head movements now. And he presses one button on the synthesizer. It's like, yeah. And then he's like, fucking like he's fucking Michelle, what's he called? Michelle Jarre, Jean-Michel Jarre. Fucking unbelievable. But he was so shit. And Liam's going, it's unbelievable. He's fucking
again,
rubbish.
You know that's love, isn't it? It's the old Arctic Monkeys lyric, isn't it? Proof that love's not only blind but deaf.
Yes, I used to sing that one. It's Fake Tales of San Francisco that day. My favourite. Yeah. But what about the worst part of the fucking episode for me was Faye's roast. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of context. I've seen these roasts online. James Corden, who are loving Gavin and Stacey, but I think he's an absolute cock in real life. He's supposed to be a right nasty fucker. He did a roast thing where he's got the stage. It's like a rap battle thing. And he's got like, I think he comes on, David Schwimmer as Ross, and it's quite good. And you get other people coming on. I think, what's it called? Rebel Wilson comes on at the end and rips them all. And these different people come on and they slag James Corden off. But then there's the proper roast that they do. And they're on the Comedy Central. And you had like Bruce Willis gets roast. So you get Bruce Willis comes out and he's doing his speech. And then Demi Moore comes out, rips him. Then someone else comes out. But he's dead fake. Everyone's like laughing. Like Justin Bieber had one the other week and you had like Snoop Dogg there, all these other people, and they're ripping him for being like having shit tattoos, shit fucking singer and all this, but he's dead fake. Everyone's just like, oh, it's hilarious. And obviously the person who's getting roasted has got to go along with it. That's what this felt like. It was utter shit, Dave. It was fucking terrible, but also brilliant because I sat there cringing behind my pillow going, oh my God, shut up, Faye. And she tried to get digs in at everyone. And I don't think any of it landed, Dave, I'll be honest. I thought it was terrible.
Well, the thing is with the good roast, Chris, is it's got to be a little bit funny. Yeah. None of it was funny. It was just fucking shit. And it was nasty, you know, and so, you know, she's probably thinking, you know, she does have the occasional one-liner, doesn't she, that just pops out there. But I thought, I don't know. I just thought it was really crap. But fair play, right, for calling out Jake with the bracelet. You know, that's been seen before on Love Island. She called out Tyler for doing the old exclusive, but there was no punchline to it. It was just like, yeah, that exclusive, what's all that about? It's like, you know, Chris, you saw the Joker movie, didn't you, with fucking Joaquin Phoenix? And to me, it was like his stand-up in that. It was like, there is no punchline anywhere. None of it is funny. But the irony, Chris, is she's calling out like the likes of Jake for not being original, well, doing a roast in the talent show isn't original either. So, yeah, I thought that was a massive fail, to be honest. But one that we haven't talked about, I liked Chloe's. Chloe had said a few episodes ago, hadn't she, that she was a bit put out, and she thought she should have been with Toby. She should have been higher up in the intelligent couples, and we're seeing the old Carol Vorderman thing. And I thought, oh, right, maybe she's got something here. Nope. The square root of fuck off.
I don't know if you know what a square root is, Dave.
Well, it was the symbol for square root, wasn't it? So she obviously got so far in and then just gave up. So again, just like I say, Mary was the only decent one. I thought it was original, for Tyler to try and do the old Titanic, the Leonardo DiCaprio drawing thing, but again, it was just shit. But that kind of had a bit of fun to it to me, and I must admit, Chris, this is why I said at the top, it was an episode of two halves, because I thought we had some gripping drama at the start, and in the second half, by the time the talent show comes, I'm like, shit, this is it. This is the start of the end now.
Yeah, and I agree, because I have a bit of, it's not actually Ian Sterling's fault, but as the episode ends, we get this, you've got 15 minutes to vote, and one couple may be at risk. And it's like that disclaimer. So obviously they're going to put it on the Islanders. So we're not going to see Mary and Aaron are going to go. I think Aaron deserves it after his behaviour tonight, but they're going to go now. Nothing's, and what Faye's done as well, he's very clever, because the other people are not going to have the bottle to vote for Faye and Teddy Dave. Even if they, this incompatible thing, they might not vote them off, but they're not going to get voted off in this one. Definitely. It should be the public vote. Who is the least popular couple, or who's your favourite? And then the votes cascade down, and then whoever's the worst gets fucking voted off. But they're not. They've said, when he says at risk, that means that they're going to say, right, you three are the worst couples. We want the other Islanders to vote you off. And I don't think that's right. I think we should just have straight shooting from the hip now for the next couple of episodes, because it's getting too predictable. Because it will be, it's saying it's not for friends. It is all about friendships now.
Yeah, I think you're right. But here's the thing. Do you actually want Faye to be out of the villa?
Yes.
Because I'm not sure I do. Because the last week is painful, Chris. I hate the first episode of Love Island, and the last week is a real struggle every time. And I think Faye deserves to go. But I like the fact she's going to have a bee in a bonnet for another few days over the whole voting thing. And without Faye, where's the drama? Where is any of the drama coming from? You're left with Liam and Millie, Jake and Liberty, Kaz and Tyler, Mary and Aaron. And I don't necessarily think he lost his head a bit in the episode tonight, but I think it was nowhere near Hurricane Faye, was it? He was just being a bit of a knob, but I don't think he deserves to go on the back of that. So I don't know. I'm conflicted, because my gut is saying I think Faye and Teddy should go. And again, not to labour this point too much, but I was really disappointed in Teddy's behaviour reflecting Faye's tonight. But my head is saying, well, if they stay in there, we're going to have some more drama. We're going to squeeze out the last bit of the drama in the last week.
But I agree. Not agree. I disagree, Dave. I disagree with that, actually. To the point that the longer it goes on, there's a chance that they might win it. And she does not deserve to win Love Island. Whatever happens, she doesn't. In my eyes, she doesn't. You can't act like that. We both talked about our own journeys and stories. Plenty of people relate to what Faye's doing, and the fact that she needs that proper moment in her life where she changed. I keep saying it, Dave. So I can't forgive her. I just don't think now that she deserves to be in there. She's had fucking 7 weeks of being in the villa, and she's had some great times. And I agree what you said before. She's been funny. Drink again, Chris. She's funny. At times, there's some great one-liners like Chloe has, but just her overall behaviour is just complete, like you said, it's abuser's remorse with her. And then we had the tears and all that. So I just can't look past that, Dave. Also, though, I will be the first one to say, you may have been correct, Dave, when they're being boring fuckers and they're just cuddling each other and putting suntan lotion on. So there is that. And I say it all the time with reality stuff. You need the bad guys and bad girls in there because that's what makes it viewing. That's what she's made this series what it is. If it wasn't for her, Dave, we wouldn't have had the drama and that. We were praying for it in the first 3 weeks. We got nothing. And then it kicked off. And she has been at the fore of everything. So she is an important cog in this series, whatever we think of her.
Yeah, I do think, to get serious for a sec as well, she does need help on the way out as well. I don't like it when you hear like the Faye apologists, she just wears a heart on her sleeve and, it's, people just need to be honest. And if they were being honest, there would be no problem. That's bullshit. Grade A bullshit, that is. You saw it with the whole blow up again, and then you get the tears, and she's blaming herself. Oh no, that's this self-destructive part of her, and people should not just wave this away. She has got real fucking anger issues, like proper anger issues, and she needs to fucking sort herself out. And I just hope people aren't complete dicks when the season's over and she comes out, whenever that is, the fucking trolls on social media and whatever. If I was in the support group of Faye, I would say for a few weeks, just fucking turn off all the comments and everything. I know it's conflicted because ultimately they want to come out with this social media influencer career, don't they? But
yes,
I would just turn the fucking comments off for a few weeks. Enjoy your freedom outside the villa and get yourself, on the road to recovery. And it's not just a case of have a chat with someone and then they'll flip all the switches and you're fine. I think this is going to be quite a few years of counselling probably, but she needs to fucking start somewhere.
Exactly. No. I'm not saying it. I nearly said it. I'm not saying it again.
You need to come up with a
we're in
way.
parallel.
Break out the thesaurus.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start using my noggin for a change. But anyway, we've had a couple of emails, Dave. This one's from Anto. This episode was a producer's dream. Hey guys, hope you're well. The producers were sat back like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons saying, excellent. That's my terrible impression for this episode. I'm not going to lie. This episode had me gripped just because of the entire nonsense with Faye, Teddy, Aaron and Mary playing Inspector Clouseau about the votes. Have those lot forgotten they are on a reality show and these things are going to happen? Faye, as always, never fails to show she has no ability to keep her feelings in check. The moment I saw her barefoot in the kitchen, I knew it was on like the Royal Rumble and she was just come out as number 30, ready to lay the smack down. I like that reference, Dave. I'm not going to lie. I was disappointed in Teddy and how he approached it as well. I get you're upset. You're entitled to feel that way, but are other people not entitled to their opinions? And it's just that, an opinion. If you act like this inside the villa, when someone has one bad thing to say, imagine what it's going to be on the outside. I love how Chloe and Toby made sure to let them know they didn't vote for them. They wanted no part of Faye's wrath. What I truly don't get is that she and Teddy just couldn't accept that people haven't forgotten the massive flare-up and what she said. In these situations, you would normally set the time to think to yourself, wait, is it me? Is there a reason why people don't tell me things? Faye hasn't even thought for 1 second that maybe the reason why no one has approached her and said any of this is because of her, how she reacts. She chooses to keep the same mindset, that being the way she shows that she's genuine.
That's absolutely brilliant, Chris. Fantastic. We do actually have as well, we have a review this week, and this is in our US store for Apple Podcasts, and the subject is, I'm obsessed with them. And this is from M Chicago 90. And it says, I watched Love Island because of them, and I immediately turn on the podcast and cackle. I live in the USA, but will you be my friend? Well, absolutely. Now, Chris, time for our Patreon roll of honor.
Well, Dave, just before I do the famous roll call of honor for our wonderful patrons, get over to Facebook, guys. Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Get over there, join, and we'll accept you. Let's talk about all things Love Island and reality TV, because there was some great conversations over there over the last couple of days. If you do want to follow us on social media, at CD Reality Cast. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you do want to support us like our patrons, patreon.com/CD Reality Cast. And we have a daily watch along for each episode on our Discord channel. So please, if you do want to support us, we really, really appreciate it. And we are running at 28 Patreons. So here they are. We have Lucy, Shern, Helen, Abby, Charlie, Brianna, Chloe, Neve, Jacqueline, Noreen, Claire, Amy, Zoe, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Ed, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Haley, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Kent Gustafson. So thank you, guys. Absolutely amazing. We can't thank you enough every episode for all your support, and we really, really appreciate it. And if you do get a chance, like Dave has just done with the review, get over to your podcast catching up and drop us a review on the show. It just helps us get up there in the charts. And I do believe we are number one in the Ireland Apple iTunes charts as well for TV and movie reviews. So thank you to everyone who's downloaded and supported us. So absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic, mate. Well, I appreciate we are almost there. We're almost at the finish line. And thanks to everyone for listening to us and our ramblings. I'm sure there's lots of opinions, and get us in an email if you agree, don't agree. I'm sure there's lots of different ways to look at the episode tonight and the last week. And all I'll say is thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you next time.